So, hello and welcome everyone in today's session. And here we are discussing about SEBI specific syllabus in this our YouTube series. And as per promise, we are going to take complete SEBI specific topic in our this YouTube series that is going to be available for everyone on this platform. Okay. So, in the last few classes, I was discussing about law of demand and supply. So I have discussed law of demand and law of supply, and on the basis of demand and supply and their respective curve, I have discussed the curves also. So those who have not attended those classes, please go through those lectures. They will get the clarity on this issue. And after that, I also told you about price, price equilibrium. Right, I also explained you about the price equilibrium, how the price equilibrium is going to change when there will be change in the demand or change in the supply by implying the factor of income, right? And after that, I have introduced the another concept, that is concept of elasticity. Just giving you brief about the elasticity. It is a what we measure from the elasticity, measure change, right? We measure change, right? So for example, if we have to calculate or we have to measure elasticity of demand, in this case I specifically told you when they will ask demand elasticity, we have to consider what is the variable. Variable here is price. Price is the variable, means we are going to change the price and we will see the change in the demand. So I told you specifically in the last class, if in the question they have not mentioned about the variable, they have not mentioned about the variable and question is on demand elasticity, you have to consider what? You have to consider this is price. So price elasticity of demand. And to calculate the elasticity, I told you the simple formula is what on which we have to calculate the elasticity, means we have to calculate the elasticity of demand, then that change in that demand is going to be in numerator and variable change in the variable is going to be in the denominator. It is going to be in the denominator. So for elasticity of demand, formula will be like this. Similarly, if they are asking price elasticity of income, means we have to measure the change in the income. So delta I, and what is the variable? Price. So it will be delta P. This is what I told you. And I told you E, or sometimes capital E, right? So if the value of E is 1, it is unit elastic. If E is greater than 1, it is elastic. What elastic means? That elastic means that what we are able to see, for example, if you will take case of this one, what unit elasticity is showing here for this price elasticity of demand, and this is the formula delta D upon delta P, and we are getting the unit elasticity. That means delta D is equal to delta P. And if elasticity value is greater than 1, then we will call it as a elastic. And what it is showing, change in the demand is greater than change in the price. And if the value of E is less than 1, we will say it inelastic. Inelastic, that means change in the demand is less than change in the price. And this case is specifically valid for which kind of the good? Essential goods. So this is the perfect case for essential goods. Perfect case for essential goods. Why? Because essential goods, they are essential for our daily requirements. So even there is a change in the price, first of all we will resist any kind of the change in our demand of essential goods, because they are essential for our life. But if the price is going to increase further, then there will be small change in the demand in comparison to high change in the price. So this is why essential goods are going to show inelastic elasticity, right? Whereas if elasticity is zero, that is perfect inelastic. Perfect inelastic. E is perfectly inelastic, and if E is infinity, then it is perfect elastic. In your syllabus, there is also topic of market. Market in general, those students who are preparing for all other exams, except those exams where they do properly take, means they'll ask economics. Whereas most of the question paper, most of the competitive exam, they generally do ask economy, right? And basically Indian economy plus related current affairs, right? Most of the exam focus on this. However, there are certain exams, for example, SEBI Grade A, right? And Staff Selection Commission exams like SSC, CGL, Combined Graduate Level, and other SSC exams, they do ask economics, right? So when they do ask economics, they ask question from macro and microeconomics, right? They do ask macro and microeconomics. Why I'm telling you all these things, I'll explain you why I'm all explaining all these things. So they do ask question from micro and macroeconomics. So when we go with this topic, market, so in economy, in the part of economy or in Indian economy, generally market means what? Capital market, more commonly known as in the layman language, the share market. Though it is not just a share market, but in common man language, it is a share market. Though it is a debt security market also. So for those students who are only preparing those exams where only economy is being asked, so for them market means capital market and money market. Fine, capital market and money market. However, when we will come in the economics, right? So primarily it is just a type of market. It is just a type of market, or better word, securities market. Securities market. But in this economics, we do classify market in very broad sense. The base structure of the market we will define, especially in microeconomics market. And we will define the market on the basis of types of sellers. Types of sellers, we define the market, and one of the type of that market is a securities market. But here we have to understand what is the market, and in your SEBI syllabus they have put this topic in the syllabus, market. So we are also going to understand the market in next few lectures. We are going to discuss here in detail. But when we will take this market topic, we have to see the elasticity of that particular market. Elasticity, what will be the impact of change in the price in the market? One of the main feature, if price is going to be changed, right? Or in other words, how price will be changed in particular market, right? So how price will be changed in the particular market, vice versa, how price is going to impact the market. We have to discuss both thing there in this part. So it is very important to understand these concepts of elasticity, right? So that is why I'm emphasizing again and again, you have to understood here only. Otherwise it is going to be difficult for you to understand the characteristics of market, especially when we will put the price variable there. Means impact of price in the market, impact of market on the prices, right? So both we have to discuss. That's why it's very important to understand this elasticity part, right? And apart from that elasticity part, it is also required to understand two more things. Apart from this elasticity, two more things are types of goods which are being sold in the market. So I will also discuss what are the type of the goods are being there, right? Other thing is the cost, how the cost is going to impact there, right? So very brief discussion, because it's not required to go for in detail, but brief discussion about the cost we will discuss. Okay, so we have to discuss market, so that's why I'm emphasizing you must know this thing about elasticity, right? So in last class, apart from these five kind of the value of E, I also told you about when E is positive or E is negative. Positive, negative, the elasticity is positive or elasticity is negative means what? We have to measure elasticity in X. We have to measure the elasticity of X and variable is Y. So we will change in Y and we will see whatever the impact in X, right? We will change the Y variable and we will see the change in the X, right? So if the change in Y, if change in Y is reciprocating the same directional change in X, means if Y is increasing, then at the same time X is also increasing. Y is increasing, X is also increasing, then it is a positive change. And if Y is increasing but X is decreasing, then it is a negative change. So same directional change is a positive change, opposite direction change is the negative change. And the best example is what? The best example is law of demand. According to law of demand, price and demand are in inverse proportion. So elasticity, price elasticity of demand when law of demand is applicable. It is very important to write when law of demand is applicable, then it is going to be negative. Whereas in some cases, law of demand is not applicable. For example, Giffen goods case. So in the Giffen goods case, price elasticity of demand here, when the law of demand is not applicable, then it is going to be positive, because when we will increase the price of inferior goods, their demand increases. I have explained this thing in the detail in the very first lecture of this series. So those who have missed that part, please go there and try to understand from there, right? So the value of elasticity, Nishtha, positive when directly proportional. Yes, positive means directly proportional and inverse proportional means negative elastic, right? So income increases, consumption increases. So income and consumption is what? Income and consumption is always positive elastic. Whereas price and consumption, if it is a normal good, then it's inverse proportional. So you just have to keep this thing in your mind while defining positive and negative elasticity, what kind of the change is going to be there, right? So if you will know that thing, it is very easy for you to understand. Another example I'm giving you, and this is very popular example, and even UPSC will not shy to ask question based on this type. Actually, it comes under the category of types of goods. Types of goods, and under the category of type of goods it's come, but it is better to discuss here, because in your exam basically they are going to ask question on elasticity. That is under the type of goods, but it is better to discuss here. Why? I'll tell you. So I'm giving the example to you. Tea and coffee, right? Tea and coffee. At the same time, tea and sugar. So tea and coffee and tea and sugar, or coffee and sugar. So when we say tea or coffee, right? Generally people do ask tea or coffee, right? But people generally do not ask tea or sugar, right? They ask tea with sugar or without sugar, right? Coffee with sugar or without sugar. Whereas they do ask tea or coffee, right? So tea and coffee are substitute goods. They are substitute to each other, right? Either tea or coffee. So when any good is a substitute, when there is a substitute, right? So for another example, another typical example, normal good and inferior good, right? So if we have a good money in the pocket, we will eat cashew, and if cashew is not there, then even mumfali is also good, right? So in that sense, what? Either normal or inferior. So inferior goods are what? Inferior goods are basically substitute goods. They are substitute goods of normal goods. So I hope this is very simple. I hope this categorization is clear. What is substitute good? Is it clear? What is substitute goods? They are substitute to each other. Means when you are replacing one good with the other good in order to fulfill your requirement, then it is substitute good, right? Now, okay. And tea and sugar. So sugar is going to be used in a tea, right? Either it is not going to be used or it is going to be used. So when two goods are being used together, we will call it as a complementary goods. So car and tire, complementary goods, right? So if there is a car, definitely there will be the tires. So it is a complementary goods. Car and fuel, again, it is a complementary good. Maybe that fuel in the form of fossil fuel like petrol, diesel, or hydrogen fuel, or even battery. So the fuel is being used. Battery fuel is there. Battery is also running on some kind of fuel. In the battery, lithium is being used as a fuel, right? So that is kind of fuel. What it is, you can say that battery fuel is kind of fuel which we can use it again and again, means that is renewable fuel, but fuel is required. So if there is a any mechanically operated vehicle, car, bus, whatever, then fuel is what? Complementary. They are complementing to each other, right? Whereas substitute, they are what? They are either this or that, right? So either train or flight, right? You cannot use both simultaneously, either train or flight, either train or bus. So they are mode of transportation. Train, bus, flight. So they are mode of public transportation, and they are not complementary to each other. They are what? Substitute to each other. Bus, train, or flight. So they are substitute to each other. Whereas the complementary goods. So if they are going to ask demand elasticity of substitute goods. Demand elasticity of substitute good will be positive, negative, 0, or 1. So Can you answer? Demand elasticity of substitute good? It will be positive or negative? Demand elasticity of substitute good. Demand elasticity of substitute good. Negative. Very good, mister. It is going to be negative. Why it is going to be negative? If the price of tea is going to be increased, price of tea is going to be increased, people will shift from tea to coffee. People will start shifting from tea to coffee. We are taking general case, and in general, if the price of tea is going to increase, people will start shifting towards the coffee. So once people start shifting towards the coffee, then the demand of coffee is going to increase, whereas demand of tea is going to decrease, right? The demand of tea is going to be decrease and demand of coffee is going to be increase. So question is asking demand elasticity of substitute good. So demand elasticity of substitute good means the price of one is increasing, and because of increase in the price of that commodity, then what is happening? Its demand is decreasing, whereas coffee's demand is increasing. So they are inverse to each other. So substitute good means if the price of good is increasing, then definitely its demand is going to decrease, and at the same time, because its demand is going to decrease, the demand of substitute is going to increase. So that is why it is always negatively negative elasticity, negative elastic. Whereas if we will ask demand elasticity of complementary goods. So it's very simple. If we will increase the price of sugar, tea is also going to be costly, because tea in the preparation of tea, commonly sugar is being used. So the price of tea is also going to increase, right? If the price of sugar and other ingredient of the tea is going to decrease, then the price of tea is also supposed to be decrease. Then in that case, they are having the positively elastic. Is it clear? They do ask this question straightforward. There is a straightforward question, right? Positive relationship in the complementary goods. Nishta, you are right. Hariom Pandey, sir, the best economics book for RBI Grade B. Please tell, sir. I am the book. I am the book. There is no as such book, my dear. I'll tell you the reason. You will not find any book, and even if any book is, I'll show you. Just give me a second. I'll show you. At a point of time, I have recommended this book. I have recommended this book to the student. Right now, what is the problem with this book? It is one of the good book for Indian financial system by Bharti V. Pathak. Bharti V. Pathak's book. It is one of the good book at a point of time. But the problem is, you can see here, fifth edition. Fifth edition, and the fifth edition was almost 3 years back. It was almost 3 years back, the fifth edition, right? Now what it means that since last 3 years there is no updation in this book. There is no updation in this book, and you know that the policies in financial system, they are continuously keep changing, keep changing, keep changing. So if you are reading this book, rather than building the concept, you will get more confused, and maybe you are going to tick on the wrong options, right? So this is the problem why we do not have very good book. Even RBI Grade B or other exams where they do ask economics. Why economics is a kind of evolving subject. Things are going to be changed in a very dynamic manner. So whosoever is writing the book, he have to keep updating, keep updating, keep updating. Right. So this is why, in general, we are not able to recommend you a particular book to go for this RBI Grade B exam, because they do ask very good questions, right? And why I consider myself as a book, because I am keep updating myself, trying to produce the best possible the updates, and I'll explain you all the updates and other things here. So this is why generally if you are preparing for this exam, uh, is it's not kind of the promotion कि you should purchase the course, but it's a kind of what it's a kind of right thing to do. It's a kind of right thing to do because I am here to update all these things, and by updating all these things do this live lectures here even in the YouTube. Why I'll take the pain, why I'm doing this live. I can take all these things by recording and then I'll put it there, and simultaneously I'll answer your questions, right? But why I'm doing the live? Because maybe some few things will come in next 2 to 3 months, so I can edit here, right? So even we will go for the live one also, whether it is on YouTube or for our paid users. So it will be always a live. So that's why I'm recommending, means recommending comes suggesting, or you can say whatever you want to understand. It will be better to take a professional help, right? Take a professional help. It is not going to be very costly for you, but it is going to give you the rich dividend in this particular section of RB exam, right? So as such there is no good book, right? You can follow some basic book plus current affairs. If you are not able to take these courses because of any reason, then the best way is basic book plus current affairs. Okay, now, come back to this point. I have explained this elasticity part. Now I'm moving towards what type of goods. So as of now, till then this lecture, if I'll say types of goods, I have explained you about on the basis of law of demand, and on that basis I told you normal, essential goods, then I explained you about inferior or Giffen goods, and I also explained you about what Veblen or Veblen goods. Veblen goods are also known as luxury goods. Luxury goods. So remember that luxury goods can also be known as Veblen goods. So on the basis of law of demand, and today I explained you about on the basis of means complementary or substitute goods. Another category. Now another category is, I'll give you the example. I'll give you the example so that you can easily get the idea what I'm going to discuss. So there is a set of goods known as TV, AC, right? TV, AC. Whereas pulses, other grains, right? Pulses and other grains, and milk. So the very first set of goods is a kind of good which can last long for long time. AC, TV, fridge, refrigerator, furnitures. So all these goods are comes under the category where goods can go for last long. It is available for usage for the longer duration, right? Longer duration, and generally they do not come with the expiry date, right? They do not come with the expiry date. In place of expiry date, generally company provide the warranty under that particular good ki, okay, this product will be under warranty for that particular said period, right? Similarly, car. So all these goods do come under this category. And okay, just does the positive negative represent a direct or indirect relationship with the variable? Elasticity. It is for elasticity, not variable. It is for elasticity. Means when you will change in something, I am changing the price of T. So price is the variable, right? And T is a good, right? Now we are changing the price of T, and we are going to see the change in the demand of coffee, right? So if both goods are having same nature in the sense they are moving in the same direction, their demand increasing or their demand decreasing, their supply is increasing, their supply is decreasing. So if both goods are showing the same kind of the nature, then it is positively related, positive elastic, right? Whereas if they are moving in the opposite direction, you are changing the variable of one good, and then what is happening, the demand of other good is also moving in the same direction, the direction where the first goods demand is increasing or decreasing. So if the demand, or on which we have to measure the elasticity, we have to measure the elasticity of demand, example number one, and the demand of both goods is moving in the same direction, it is positively elastic. So variable is not under consideration, that particular thing is going to be what under consideration, on which we are measuring the elasticity. Fine. So keep this thing in your mind. Now, come back to this point, types of goods. So these are going to be last long, for longer duration. So they are durable goods. They are durable goods. Whereas these kind of the goods, they are going to be available for limited period of time. Limited period of time. So they can come under semi durable goods, right? Whereas the goods which are being there here or anywhere for immediate consumption. So if they are for immediate consumption, they are perishable goods. So durable goods, semi durable, or you can say that non durable goods. Non durable goods. Fine. So durable goods, semi durable goods, and non durable goods. So durable goods are kind of goods, as I told you, they are going to be last long, right? They will be last long. Whereas semi-durable goods, they will be available for particular time period only, right? Where the goods which are being made for immediate consumption, right? It is made for immediate consumptions, right? They come under the category of what? They come under the category of non-durable goods. Fine. It's simple. No need to try to because sometimes students do ask, sir, chocolate will come under what category? Semi-durable goods or non-durable good? Chocolate. Answer. Chocolate will come under the non-durable or semi-durable. Answer, please. Siddharth is saying that non-durable Nishtha is saying that semi-durable. Anyone else who want to answer? All of you who are watching the lecture, please answer. Chocolate is chocolate is semi-durable or non-durable? Chocolate is semi-durable or non-durable? Siddharth, since they are meant for immediate consumption. What rationale we have to apply? Sometimes what argument people will give when they say non-durable? Anu is not directly answering. She is saying that since they are meant for immediate consumption. Okay, non-durable. That's why they are non-durable with reason. Okay, fine, very good. Whereas other students they are saying that that is semi-durable. Semi-durable. Those people who feel that it is semi-durable, why they do feel that they find that some expiry date is there, and that is generally sometimes 8 months or 6 months or 3 months, so they can stable for some point of time, right? They can be available for some point of time, so that's why they feel that it is semi durable. Whereas those who have this thing in their mind it is for immediate consumption. So this analogy is perfectly right. You always keep this principle in your mind, because see, finding out whether good is durable or not, it's very easy. You can immediately find it out, it is durable or not, right? Now confusion come in this category: semi durable, non durable, semi durable, non durable. So whenever this confusion will come in your mind, immediately close your eyes and just imagine this good is made for what, immediate consumption or not. If the good is made for immediate consumption, what answer is non durable, immediately non durable. Why? Even they can last for 6 to 8 months. Even they can last for 6 to 8 months. They are not under the category of what, semi durable. Why? They can last for 5 to 6 months only if they are being put in certain conditions. So lot of conditions are applied, only then they are able to survive for 5 to 6 months. Otherwise they are not able to survive, right? So that is why we do put those goods under the category of what, non-durable, right? Non-durable, without any doubt, put them in the category of non-durable. And to avoid, okay, so that's okay, just they can be stored under some conditions semi-durable. I know some chocolates have long shelf life but others are not, like a refrigerator option, but it is only for limited period of time. Yes, they see, dark chocolate you can store for the longer duration, but it is always mentioned there, keep in the cool place and avoid direct sunlight kind of the thing. That condition is going to be there, that condition is going to be there, right? So certain terms and conditions are associated. If you are not going to follow those terms and conditions, then it is going to be problematic, right? Acha, apart from chocolate, another good, medicines. Medicines will come under which category? Semi durable or non durable? You have to follow the same thing. Close your eyes and just think about, medicine are being made for immediate consumption. Are they being made for immediate consumption? What is the purpose to create that good? Go for immediate consumption. Medicines. Medicine will come under the category of semi-durable, and it is not come under the category of non-durable. Why? Why? Because for medicines, some conditions are applied. Some conditions are applied, but when the medicine are being manufactured, when they are being manufactured, the objective is not for immediate consumption. The shelf life should be there. The shelf life should be there. Whereas in the case of chocolate, it is made for immediate consumption. And if you want to have this particular good for longer duration, then you have to follow certain terms and conditions, right? Whereas medicines are being made so that they can survive for particular time span. So in general for all medicines, in general, I'm not talking about some exceptions where the medicines should be put in the refrigerator or some kind of the situation is being applicable. But in general, the purpose of medicine while making the medicine is what? It can last extra little bit long rather than normal goods. Sorry, this non-durable goods. So, right. So generally they are not going to ask this question in the exam, but if such kind of the confusion will come, rather than applying any scientific formula, right? Rather than applying any scientific formula, please have this thing in the mind. What is an objective? What is an objective of making that good for immediate consumption? Then it is what? It is non-durable. Biscuits, biscuit packet even lasts for 6 months. But the objective of biscuit packet is not to have that biscuit packet for 5 to 6 months. The objective of biscuit packet is for immediate consumption. So that will come under the category of non-durable. Whereas medicine, when the manufacturer is manufacturing the medicine, he is not having this objective in his mind that it should be consumed immediately. They are making that good with this thing in the mind. It can be survive for certain point of time, at least 6 months to 2 year to 4 year it can survive. So while manufacturing they have this thing in their mind. Okay, so that is why it will come under the category of semi durable. Is it clear? No, Anu, it's not non-durable. Means see, once open, right? Once open, but it is not just to open. Obviously, if you will open, it is going to chemically react with the environment, right? Especially the moisture. Moisture is going to react with those chemicals, and it is going to be some chemical changes will be there. So that is why once open, you have to consume, right? Once open you have to consume, but they are making with this objective in their mind ki whatever the medicine we are making, at least it can survive for 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year, 2 year to up to 5 year. So objective is always there. So objective they have in their mind, right? And especially for non-durable goods, they have the category of FMCG, FMCG, FMCG goods. So all non-durable goods generally come under the category of what? FMCG, fast moving consumer goods. Fast moving consumer goods. Is it okay? Abhi clear hai? I hope it is clear. So whenever there is a confusion, keep close your eyes and just try to imagine what is an objective. Is it objective of making a fridge which can last for 3 to 6 months? No, the objective is it can last for years of the years. Even many of you, before you are born, fridge has came to your home and still it is being there, right? Means the life of fridge or fan, especially in the Indian families, right? We always have a big emotional attachment. A lot of people even do not remove the polythene of their car and bike for a long time, right? Even if somebody is trying to remove it, they'll scold on it, right? So we are the Indians, we even try to put those category goods in this category, and we will try to put these goods under this category, right? So don't apply that that kind of the thing. Keep the thing in your mind. What is the objective? So for example, car. So car people generally, what government say that after 15 years, even now the government have the policy. Even in Delhi, for example, as per Supreme Court order, vehicle 15 years old vehicle are not being allowed in Delhi, right? But people cannot digest it. People cannot digest this. They always will. How I can do that, right? So don't apply that sense. Just be a rational, and rationality here is what is the objective objective of that good, right? So is it clear? Is it clear? Durable, semi durable, non durable, and FMCG goods, fast moving consumer goods. So tea, coffee, biscuit, chocolate, detergent powder, all these things which you are generally ordering from Amazon or a big basket, right? Especially the big basket. The big basket is an expert of delivery of which goods. Primarily, they are focusing on FMCG. Whereas if you will go for what? If you will go for Amazon and Flipkart. So Amazon and Flipkart, they are focusing on, if I'll make the question, I'll ask this question to you. Amazon and Flipkart, they are focusing largely on which category of good? They are largely focusing on durable goods, they are focusing on semi-durable goods, or they are focusing on non-durable. Amazon and Flipkart. On which category? They are focusing. Their focus is what? Their focus is on durable, semi-durable, or non-durable. Amazon and Flipkart. So Amazon and Flipkart, they are focusing on both durable and semi-durable, right? But but see, the answer is durable. The answer is durable. Sometimes you have seen that every time they will come with the big sale. Flipkart and Amazon, they will come with the big sale, right? How they will come for the big sale, right? The point is, if a TV is manufactured in 2021, manufacture date is January or manufacture date is December. Generally, whenever you will purchase that television, people generally purchase these kind of the goods. They do not see the year of manufacturing, right? They largely focus on what the display area and other things, discount is applicable, all these things they are focusing on that thing. But because TV is a durable good, so even it is manufactured in January or December, even if it is manufactured in December or January, it is not going to change a lot. But sometimes these products get unsold even for 1 or 2 years. So the product was manufactured, they are giving 30% discount on that product, and that product was manufactured in 2019 and got unsold even in 2020. Then again in 2021, big Indian sale or something like that, they will offer and they will sell it, right? And another thing, when company is saying that MRP, that is maximum retail price, maximum retail price. So maximum retail price means at the final retail shop it can be sold on that price. But in general, when company will fix their price, when any company, so suppose that I am manufacturing the TV, if I am manufacturing, or Sony is manufacturing the TV, so at manufacturer point, so Sony have to send this TV to what? Distributor. Then retailer, right? So Sony always have two prices whenever they will uh, give the pricing of their product. They always have maximum profit price and minimum profit price. So when Apple is going to release their phone in the market, or any Samsung or all these companies who are selling their mobile phone in the market or television, all these kind of electronic goods. So whenever it will come in the market, initially the price is very high. So they come with the maximum profit price. They come with the maximum profit price. And after 6 months or 10 months or even a year, then they will go for minimum profit price. So they are always in the profit. Don't think that you are getting the 40% or 30% off, so it will be means company is going to lose. No, they always having this pricing, maximum profit price and minimum profit price, because they always know that people will go for the latest model, right? Latest model, iPhone 13 or iPhone 12. So iPhone 13 will be in the market, so people will go for what? People will go for iPhone 13 rather than going for iPhone 12. So these are the marketing things they always have in their mind. So whenever you will learn the consumer behavior, it's not in your syllabus, but these are in general things when the price is applicable, right? So Amazon and Flipkart basically deals in the category of what? They will deal in the category of durable and semi-durable both, but in general their main targeted area is durable goods. They are selling the semi-durable goods also, but main targeted area is what? Main targeted area is durable goods, because even by decepting or by having the marketing strategy, I'm also using the deceptive techniques, because sometimes they use these deceptive techniques. So marketing tactics or deceptive tactics of what? Sale and discount. They are able to sell even the older product. You are not going to purchase the expiry chocolate, right? Even by mistake, if you have purchased that thing, you are immediately going to return to Amazon or whosoever. So that is why they are focusing in that area. Whereas the big basket kind of the thing, they are focusing on what? They are focusing on FMCG. So FMCG business, it little bit vulnerable, right? See what is happening between the Future Retail, the Big Bazaar Group, the Future Retail, and Amazon dispute, right? So why Future Group is in the loss? Because FMCG will give you the good kind of profit, but at the same time, it is also very vulnerable, right? So we will discuss this thing in the market part, but I hope you will got the idea of durable, semi-durable, non-durable, and FMCG. Is it clear? So till then, here is it clear? Another category, final goods, intermediary goods. Another category of goods which confuses to students: final goods and intermediary goods, right? So what you have to keep this thing in your mind. I'm telling you in the very beginning, because if I'll tell you later, you will get confused. So I'm telling you very clearly even before explaining the thing. Whenever we are being asked to define it is final good or intermediary good, right? So first thing you have to keep in your mind is where that good is placed, where it is, where it is, right? So for example, fridge. Where you can find the fridge? Home. Even you can find the fridge at medical shop also, right? So you can find that same kind of the refrigerator you have your home, the same kind of the model is also available at medical shop. So the refrigerator or fridge at medical shop, it is intermediary good. Whereas at home it is final good. Is it clear? Is it clear? So whenever you have to identify whether it is final good or intermediary good, what thing you have to keep in your mind? Where it is placed. So if I'll say sugar, milk, sugar, tea. all these things at home. So we bought all these things, milk, sugar, and tea, right? It is not like that, na ki father asks you to just make a cup of tea, or after making cup of tea you have served your father or your parents, and after that you said that ki dad 20 rupees. So he's asking why you are saying that he means for that tea I have made. No, na. So that tea for our consumption, right? So that is for our consumption. So at home we do use for our final consumption. So it will come under the category of final good. But if the same milk, sugar, and tea at tea shop or at restaurant, so the nature of that good is going to be change. It is going to be intermediary, right? It is going to prepare few things, and by preparing those things he is going to serve you, right? So it is not a final good. It will come under the category of what? It will come under the category of intermediary goods. So milk at tea shop, it is an intermediary good, whereas the same time milk at home, it is a final good because it can be consumed directly or it can be used for tea preparation. But that good can be used directly also. So finally, we will call this as a final good. Is it clear? So category of final goods and intermediary goods is clear. Please answer. Okay, good. So another category is capital goods. Capital goods, right? Consumer consumption goods, right? Person A has purchased car, right? Person A has purchased the car and he is using this car for personal use. Other scenario, for making, or better word is used for income generation purpose. Income generation purpose. So you are using for personal use and you are using for the income generation purpose, right? So income generation purpose. So if you are using for income generation purpose, then it is capital good. Then it is capital good. Whereas if you are using for your own use, if you are using for your own personal use, then it is what? Then it is kind of consumer good or consumption good, right? So generally goods are machines, which are machines we can use for any good, but in general we use this term capital goods for machines and equipments which are being used. Though some students say that ki, sir, milk at tea shop is an example of consumer good or capital good. Obviously, he is using the milk there in the tea shop for the purpose of generating income. So, for him, milk will come under the capital expenditure or the money he has spent for making income. Right. So, for him, it is a capital good. But the term capital good in general, it is used for machines and equipments. If you want you can use, but it is not appropriate. It is not appropriate. We have a definition category of what? Category of intermediary good or final good. But if you want, you can put that milk in the tea shop in the category of capital good. Fine? Clear? Whereas milk at your home, it is a consumer good or consumption good. So, for what purpose it is being used, for what purpose good is used, we will define it as a capital good or consumer good. Right? I'll explain one thing which is basically not related to your exam, but you know about this man, Karl Marx. So he was against private property. Private property. So most of the people think that ki Karl Marx don't want we should have our property. No, Karl Marx don't want this capital goods. It should not be privately owned. The capital good should not be privately owned. It should be owned by all. Right. So he was talking about the entire his philosophy was based on capital goods. So anything which can be used in the production activity, it should be commonly having the common ownership rather than single person's ownership. So this was the philosophy. So basically his philosophy was for capital goods rather than consumption or consumer goods. Right. So I hope till then here it is clear. Purpose minus purpose defines the capital goods and consumer goods. Yes, yes. What is the purpose? If you are using for the purpose of your consumption, then it is what? Then it is personal good. And if you are using for making income, then it is what? Then it is consumer good. Is it clear? Clear? So I have explained all category of goods to you in today's lecture. Tomorrow I will start market, but before going for market, I'll explain you briefly what is cost and types of cost, and especially marginal cost and opportunity cost. Few things are very interesting and they are very common in any exam or for understanding for any exam. So cost, then we will understand market structure, type of market. Fine. So for today, thank you very much. Tomorrow we will start from market. Okay. Thank you.